Hello, my love. Welcome to another episode of Blisstopia podcast. I am your host, Mercedes Castellani, and today we're going to have a short and sweet episode about angel numbers. You have probably seen this on the internet, you've probably seen this on Instagram, 111222, and you're like, what the actual fuck is all of this? So let me break it down for you. I'm going to put it in very simple terms. You know that I always like to make things super accessible. And what's interesting about angel numbers is to explain it, in a nutshell. It's kind of like imagine that the universe or spiritual beings that are out there supporting you are trying to send you a message, are trying to guide you in your journey. And like that game that we play when we're children, that it's like hot, cold, hot, hot, cold. It's kind of like that, but in real life. And you are the one who's playing the game, and you have your spiritual beings, your angels, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, and whatever you believe in, is trying to send you this message so that you can actually be like, hot, 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 go in that direction, go in that direction. And for me, I actually started getting interested into all of these because when I decided that I would set up my own business, that I would create Blisstopia back in 2022, I started seeing all of a sudden 1111, 1111, 1111. It's like my number, basically. Today is the episode 111. And I thought, God, we definitely need to make an episode on angel numbers, especially because I feel like that's kind of my number, 111, or to be more precise, 1111. So I decided that I wanted to cover this topic. This is going to be a little bit more on the woohoo side of things. This is probably an episode that if you're a little bit more rational, you're going to be like, what is this? But stay with me, stay here. Let's just be open minded. And yeah, let me walk you through all of these. And then at the end, you can decide, okay, I'm gonna open up to this, or you know what, that's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. But let me share everything with you, and then you get to decide for yourself. So, first of all, where did these, angel numbers came from? So let me explain what angel numbers is first. And basically, angel numbers is any sequence of number. For example, 111, 222, 333, etc., 444. If you see one number of those, so repeat it only once, it's not that unique, it's not that strong because we see number ones, twos, threes, all of the time. If you see it two times, then, well, we still see those numbers all the time. Now, when you start seeing them three times, four times, five times, that's when it starts getting interesting because it means that the message is stronger. The more times you see the number repeated, the stronger is the message. And all of these started thanks to numerology. Basically, back in the Babylonians and the Egyptians and the Greeks, these ancient civilizations were actually studying numerology. And Pythagoras, the guy that we all studied in school, and you're wondering, was that even like useful for something? Well, he used to believe that numbers had a mystical and spiritual significance. So it wasn't just a number, there was a meaning, there was an energy behind that number. So all of these, angel numbers that we call currently come from these ancient civilizations who already believed that there was a certain meaning behind numbers. Today, what we believe, if you decide to, believe and start playing with this, is that these sequences are messages from spiritual beings that are trying to guide you. You can call them your angels, you can call them, universe, you can call them God, source, whatever you believe in. And these messages are usually offering guidance, reassurance, or warnings. So it's literally that, like they're telling you hot, cold, you're going in the right direction or not. Now, you're probably wondering, is this real? Should I believe in this? Now, let me give you my point of view on this, and then you can decide for yourself. Because I've also been thinking about this. Is this real? Like, does this make any sense? Is this just a bias? That when you start thinking about whatever pregnant women, all of a sudden you start seeing pregnant women all the time. So I was like, is this real? Is it not? So let me offer my perspective on this, and then you get to decide for yourself. So first of all, let me clarify that from a scientific perspective, this is not proven. This has not been proven by science. But there are so many things that haven't been proved by science that are absolutely true. And we know them to be true. And there are so many mysteries out there that are so big for us humans, little humans in a little planet, to be able to comprehend with our numbers and our logics. And I think that if we always stick to what's scientific and rational, we miss so much in life. We miss on the mysteries. We miss on the things that we don't know with our minds, but we actually feel like there's something true in there. So this is not proven by science. However, I think there is some value to it. And I'm going to explain that in a second. Now, from a psychological perspective, it could be that this is confirmation bias, meaning that we are expecting to see something, therefore we see it. So imagine that I am expecting to see 1111 everywhere. So I start seeing this 1111 everywhere because of a confirmation bias. My mind is actually looking for that information. Therefore, I will find that information that confirms the bias that I already have. It could also be that there's a pattern recognition, which means that our minds love to find things that are not connected necessarily, and they just find a connection. We love to notice patterns and create a meaning around those patterns that we've found. We are wired for that from a psychological perspective. So it could well be that these are just, biases, that we are just recognizing some patterns. But let me tell you something. If every time, for example, I'm going to explain the different numbers, you see 111 and you think that means that my manifestation is coming my way, and you start believing that your manifestation is coming your way. Or you see 888 and you think, amazing, abundance, wealth is coming my way. Whether that's actually true or not, believing that your dream is coming towards you, believing that abundance and wealth are coming towards you, believing those things, whether that's real or not, will actually help you manifest, because what you believe will become your reality. So if you believe that your dream is coming towards you, if you believe that abundance is coming towards you, it will end up coming towards you. It will end up becoming your reality. So whether it's true or not, it's actually supporting your beliefs, it's supporting your dreams. And from a more spiritual belief, if you do subscribe to this, people tend to believe that angel numbers are a form of divine communication, because we need to, we have different realms and we need to help them collide. So we need to find codes that can actually travel from one realm to the other. So numbers can be, that sign or that message that goes from one realm to the other. So here I will let you choose what you prefer. If you decide to believe in this, if you decide that you don't want to believe in this. I know that for myself, first of all, it's crazy that since I decided to, start my own business, I have seen 1111 every day for the past 2 years, basically, to the point where I'm like, oh, okay, another 1111, good, means my manifestation coming towards me. That's fine. So I have decided to believe, I have decided to open up myself for signs from the universe, whether that's numbers, like in this case, whether that's different animals which also have different meanings, whether that's rainbows, whether that's white feathers. There are many different symbols that can be guidance from the universe. And I have decided to open myself to that mystery. Am I 100% sure that all of this is true? No. But I decide to remain open. And if there are bits about it that, they come and they're confirming something and it feels so true in my bones, then I will take it. I will take that information and use it in my spiritual journey. So the invitation is for you to decide whether you want to open up to this or not. So let me share what the different numbers mean. So I'm going to share 10 sequences of numbers. So from 111 to 22, etc., all the way to 999 and 000. And I'm going to share what these numbers mean. So first of all, 111 is the number of manifestation. It means that what you have ordered from the universe is coming your way. Is the universe saying, hello, I'm Amazon, please place your order and we will make sure that it's there for you. So when you see 111 or even better 1111 or 5 ones, then it is important that you focus on what you want and not in what you don't want. So really be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of your intentions, and stay positive as much as possible. Pay attention to your ideas, because then these ideas that you have are going to be becoming your reality. So if you see 111, you can get super excited because it means that, your dream is coming towards you, and that you are in this beautiful process of co-creation with the universe. 222, so 2 is the number of connection and love. So when you see 222, it represents love, balance, harmony in your relationships. So 111, it's more like you and your desires. So you're kind of alone in this. But when we insert the number 2, it's more sociable. So there's more people in there. It's not only for romantic relationships, it's more like relationships in general. So what this number is saying is trust the process, be patient, cultivate your relationships, cultivate them, but trust in the timing of the universe. Trust that in the end, it's going to happen and it's going to be okay. Now, 333 is a number of self-expression, creativity, joy, optimism. So when this number comes into your life, it's asking you to reconnect with that joy, that creativity, that communication, so that you can find more happiness and fulfillment. 444, I like to, this is very easy to remember because 4, if you see a 4, you could also see a letter A. So when you see 444, it means that angels are around. So angels are protecting you. They're giving you, of course, protection, stability, and a strong foundation. And they want you to know that you are safe, you're secure, you're being taken care of, and you are on the right path. So it's like they're saying you're not alone. We're here with you. You're on the right path. Just go, just do it. We're here with you. Number 5, so 555 is the number of change and transformation. Every time you see 555, it means that a big change in your life is on the horizon. And it means that there are new opportunities coming your way, but the kind of big opportunities that will transform your life. So what this number is saying is that you can remain, open to new experiences. You can remain open for changes, and that even if these changes can seem a little bit different, a little bit difficult or challenging, in the end, everything will work out for you, for your best interest, for your highest good. everything will end up working for you. Now, 666, there's a huge misconception with this number. In media, sometimes they're portrayed that this is the number of evil, and all of that. It has nothing to do with that. That's just kind of how media portrays things. And basically, 666 is the number of self-love. So when you see 666, you're being asked to focus on yourself, love yourself, indulge in self-care routines that can make you truly happy. So 666 is actually a beautiful number of self-love, and it has nothing to do with what, mainstream media will portray. 777 is a very interesting one. It's basically a number that means that there's still a lesson to be learned. When you see 777, it means that you are, in your spiritual journey, that you are in the journey to spiritual awakening, in the journey towards enlightenment. So it means that you are on the right spiritual path. But in order to progress in that spiritual path, there's a lesson to be learned. There's something that you need to learn. And what the universe or the angels are doing with this number is that they are not teaching you the lesson. The lesson is up to you to learn it. They're giving you a challenge, but there's a spiritual lesson for you to learn in that challenge, test, situation. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a negative situation. It just means that there's a lesson for you to learn, whether that's, a more challenging situation or a more positive situation. Now, 888, it's a beautiful number. If you happen to see it, you can be absolutely happy because 888 is associated with abundance, wealth, financial prosperity. And when you see number 8 is the connection, the infinite connection between the material realms and the immaterial realms. So when you see 888, it means that basically there's a big chunk of money coming your way. So you can be super, super happy because this is happening. This is coming your way and you can be happy basically. So all of your, maybe you have been cultivating so much in your life, you've been making efforts, and now you will receive all the beautiful, fruits from all of that effort that you've put into. Maybe you didn't put any effort and you just manifested like this, and that's amazing. It just means that you are going to be very, very wealthy very, very soon. So that's really nice. 999, here we are kind of at the end of the numbers. So 999 means completion, closure, the end of a cycle. It means that this chapter of your life is coming to an end, but there's also a new beginning coming after that. So you can let go of what no longer serves you and prepare yourself for the new chapter. And you can do this with optimism, releasing the past and moving forward with optimism. 000, it's a beautiful number because it represents the unity with the divine. So it tells you that actually you are much bigger than you think you are. You are one with the universe. You are infinity yourself. You are one with the universe. You're one with all the creatures, all the living creatures, whether that's humans, animals, plants. So you are just connected to the universe. You are a part of the universe. And the way I like to imagine this, to put it like in very simple terms, is imagine that you have a hand and you happen to be one of these little fingers. Imagine this one. So this finger is still part of a hand. We're all the same. This is just one representation, one possible declination of a lot of possible ways of life. But we are all still part of the same thing. We're all part of the same hand, part of the same universe, part of the same thing. So it means that you are one with the universe and that your potential for creation is absolutely limitless. And if you start seeing this number quite a lot, it means that you are close to your spiritual awakening, to realizing this kind of thing. And it really encourages you to continue on this spiritual journey because you're right there. You're right there for your spiritual awakening, realizing that we're all one, that we're all connected. And it's just like a little, gentle push in that direction. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know this is a little woohoo, and I hope you enjoyed also this type of content and this type of information. What I would recommend you is to play with this. We don't have to make it so serious. We don't have to, do a mathematical calculation to decide if it's true or not. Just play with it. You can ask for a sign, if you're meditating, just ask for a sign from the universe, from spiritual beings, from your angels, from, your ancestors, all of these spiritual beings who are taking care of you, guiding you, protecting you. And you can just ask for a sign, whether that's a number, that's a certain animal that keeps coming up, there's a rainbow. Just ask for a sign and see what happens. I know that when my father passed away last year, I asked for a sign. I really needed some support from the spiritual beings, from my dad, if he was still there and he could send some sort of communication towards me. And I asked for a sign one day. And then I think for the next 3 days in a row, I saw gigantic rainbows that I literally couldn't miss. I was in Patagonia at that time. When I asked for this sign, I was traveling around Patagonia with my boyfriend in Argentina, and I asked for a sign. And for 3 days in a row, we got gigantic rainbows that I couldn't really miss. They were like there in the center of the road. I just couldn't miss it. It was like, that's for you. And rainbows, if you start reading about it, rainbows are the meaning behind the rainbow is that there's a connection between this world and another world. And it's usually a sign that someone who passed away might send to you. And they're saying, we're here, we're fine. And I was really moved. I got really emotional, of course, because I don't ever see rainbows. And all of a sudden I ask for a sign and I see 3 gigantic rainbows, one day after the other for 3 days, 3 consecutive days. So this is my invitation. There's no science here, but again, I firmly believe that science can be so small sometimes because there are so many mysteries out there, so many things that we don't know. And then we can choose to remain in that little box that we control, that we understand perfectly, or we can choose to open up ourselves to the mysteries of life and to play around with things. Ask for sign and see if you get something. See which numbers come up. See maybe if there's an animal that keeps coming back. If there's a rainbow, if there's a white feather. Just ask for a sign, have fun, and let your, spirit guides actually guide you in your journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed sharing this different content with you. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next episode. And in the meantime, in Blisstopia we trust.